Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about what you need to know if you're thinking about moving and studying in Germany. Let's get into it. So I graduated high school in Canada, and after that studied for 3 years getting a diploma in physiotherapy. But then I decided to move to Germany and continue studying here. It was not an easy process. I think it really depends where you are moving from. For me, it was from Canada going to Germany. There was, like always in Germany, a lot of paperwork to fill out and a lot of forms, long wait times. But if you guys really want to do it and are looking to come and study in Germany, the one bonus for sure is very low fees. For international students, if I'm not mistaken, at least where I am, which is called Baden-Württemberg, the province, it costs about 1,500 euros per semester, so that's about 2,000 Canadian dollars and about just over 1,500 US dollars. They're roughly the same, which I know for everyone living in the US, that's really cheap. For people living in Canada, like me, that was also really cheap. But thankfully, I have a dual citizenship, so I have a Canadian and a German passport, which means I'm a German citizen and don't have to pay the international fees. So for me, per semester, it only costs 350 euros, I think, depending where I go. That's on the high end. There are also private universities. I wouldn't recommend those because they are basically the same price as universities in the US. Those cost upwards of 20 to 30,000 euros a term, which is just crazy. I don't know why anybody would want to go there. So first thing you really need to think about is the time frame that you're looking to study in, because it takes a very long time to be able to study here. So first thing you need to do is, depending on where you graduated, if you're within Europe, thankfully you just have to send your papers to a place where they will look over them and basically say that you're okay to come study in Germany, no problems, everything is good. It's about the same level as if you were to have graduated high school in Germany. But if you're like me and you come from North America, or basically anywhere outside of Europe, it's not valued the same as if you were to have studied in Germany or graduated high school in Germany. So first of all, when you send those papers in to get looked at, you have to wait a year. Yeah, you heard that right. A whole year just for them to tell you if you are eligible to directly go to university or if you have to go to another school called Studienkolleg, where you will basically raise your level to get to the same place that the Germans are when they graduate high school. That Studienkolleg is a program where you will be basically going through the last 2 years of everything that people would learn in high school in Germany. Depending on what you want to study, that also varies, because unlike in Canada, when you graduate, or in the US or anywhere else, when you graduated and were able to study whatever you want, here when you go to the Studienkolleg, you have to choose the direction you want to go in. So if you want to study more engineering, or if you want to study more biology and medicine, or if you want to study more arts, it all depends, because there's different versions of this program which you will have to attend to be able to study here. So you can't say, okay, I want to study biology, so I'm going to go to the program for biology, and after that I want to study engineering. That doesn't work. So you really have to know what you want to study beforehand, at least which direction you want to go into. And once you do, then you waited this year to get the papers that say you have to go to the Studienkolleg to be able to go to a university in Germany. Then you will apply, wait about another 3 months, and then once you get in, if you're lucky, if your marks are good enough, because I didn't get in the first time, then that takes about, depending on where you go, 2 to 4 months. At the end, you will have exams. If you pass all those exams, you'll get an average of those grades put together, of all the exam grades. So in my case, because I want to study engineering, that was math, physics, IT, and German. But German, basically, you just need to pass the level. It doesn't really matter what grade you get. And once you're done, then you will be able to study at a university. So great, you got your marks. Hopefully they're good enough, because if they're not, then there's nothing else you can really do. If you're not going to get into university with those marks, you can basically fly back home, because there's no way to get those, to make those better, which sucks. Those marks will now have to be averaged again with your marks out of your home country, so Canada for me. Those will be 50-50 put together, and they will make a mark at the end that basically will count as if you were to have studied or gone to high school in Germany. But like I said before, those marks will only be able to be used for that specific direction, right? So engineering for me, or biology, or arts. To get those marks put together, if you're wanting to go to school in Baden-Württemberg, of course it gets even more complicated now. You basically have to call every university and see how they want to do it. Some of them say, okay, you can just upload all your paperwork from Canada, your paperwork from Germany, and then average them yourself, because it's just 50-50, 2 marks, you can just do the average. It's super easy, right? And upload it yourself, and then that's all good. Some say, no, you have to send the paperwork back to where you sent it originally when you came here from Canada or wherever to study in Germany, and they will have to average it out and give you an official paper that says, yep, okay, his average mark is this, and then apply using that. So that's very important, because you have to plan in a lot of time. That, again, for me, thankfully, we called and it only takes 2 weeks, but a lot of universities use a company called UniAssist. That company makes you pay 75 euros for the first application and then 30 euros after. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but in Germany, applying to university is in most cases free. But of course, since you're international, you have to pay for it. Yeah, so there's this company called UniAssist, and getting the paper, if you're applying through them, which you have to for many of the universities, which sucks, the application just to arrive, or just to be filed, takes 4 to 6 weeks. So usually you receive your marks from the tests at the end of the Studienkolleg, which is called the FSP, or Feststellungsprüfung. You receive those, and then you don't have a lot of time until the application deadline is for all the universities. So if you're lucky, you still have 4 to 6 weeks. If you don't, then too bad. You're gonna have to wait a year until, or not a year, at least 6 months, right, till the next semester to apply. So yeah, that's definitely one thing to think about. Not all universities do it though, so definitely look into it. Call all the universities that you're interested in and see which ones do it and don't. And the ones that don't, I would apply there for sure, because you don't have to pay, first of all, and second of all, it goes directly in there. You don't have to wait the 4 to 6 weeks until the university even gets your application. The application process itself is pretty easy. There's just a form to fill out. It's usually all online. Until now, all of the ones I've done are online, but then you have to print it out and send in a lot of paperwork as a paper copy to them, just so they can look at it again. So that's the thing. Once you've sent the paper copy, it's basically straightforward. You will just wait, like always, until you receive an acceptance, or they decline your offer. That's basically it. After that, you will attend the university like normal, and then you're basically done all the craziness that you needed to do to be able to study here. It's yeah. So worst thing I think is time, paperwork, and just stress in general, because of all the places you have to call, and it's definitely not an easy process, because you think, okay, well, if this university is good, then the other one's probably fine too, but nope, doesn't work like that. Every university basically has their own process, and they don't write it online, which is great too. They don't say, oh, okay, well, if you're an international student, you just have to do this, this, this. They say, well, here you can call us and ask. So, and even worse, the hours that the universities have where you're allowed to call is crazy. The one university I called 2 days ago is only open 2 days a week for calling for international students, only Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So 6 hours a week. That's it. So if you think, okay, well, it's already Thursday and now you want to call and ask a question, nope, you gotta wait a week until you can call. You can send an email, but you're not gonna get one back, because I called the lady when those hours were done, and first thing she said, oh, why are you calling me outside of my normal hours? I can't answer any questions. So I don't think she would even answer an email if you tried to send her an email and ask her about it. Germany, yeah. Great service here. But yeah, if you really want to do it, Germany is definitely a really nice place. It's beautiful. We have the Autobahn. The level of education here is extremely high as well, I find, which is really good. The only thing is, some people aren't the friendliest, but it's changing very slowly. It's getting better. You just gotta learn to deal with it and not flip out and go crazy having to deal with all of it. But in the end, it's still great. I'm still happy with my decision. I think that's it for today's video. If you guys are thinking of coming to Germany, you can let me know in the comments if you have any other questions or anything that you find that I didn't answer that you'd want me to talk about. You can let me know in the comments or send me a DM on Instagram. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more, and let me know what you guys thought about this. It's a little different. Not really correlated, but I find also really interesting. If you're thinking of moving to Germany and possibly study here, if you want me to make more videos like this, let me know. And I'll see you guys next week.